Hi, this is Colin from Watch Off the Cuff. It is December 9th, Monday, 2024. I don't know why I never thought of doing this video before. I'm going to talk about how you pre-measure your wrist, possibly for a gift since December. This just came up. I have somebody that I know that is looking to buy a blue dial Jakob Eitan watch, and it would be nice if they opened it on Christmas morning and it actually fit. Otherwise, they would need a little pin driver tool to take it out. Don't worry, I sell those, and I have another video about how that works. But anyway, in this case, if I can do it ahead of time, that would be great. So quite often the watch community does it by inches. So of course, the easiest way is we just put it on here, and we just take, I've got like a sewing tape measure right here. It comes up, and I have a 7-inch wrist. So the idea would be if I took that 7 inches and wrapped that on the inside of the watch, take this out. You can see when we buy a watch, there's lots of links there. So in this case, we could take this and wrap it around and take a look inside and say how big is. I should have planned out the angles first, that's for sure. We'll take that, let's get scratched. And we'll wrap that around to 7 inches. Now you're gonna need a little bit of give. So there's an idea of what it needs to be. And you could place that inside like this and take a look and say, okay, how big is it? You can see that several links would have to come out on mine, probably 2 on each side. Now, if you don't have a handy-dandy sewing tape measure like this, you can take a piece of paper as well. So, so you could take this, wrap it around your wrist, like so. Make a mark with a pencil right here. I'm just gonna hold my finger there instead, and then I can just lay it down on the, you can't see there, back up. I can just lay it down here and measure wherever I marked it. So the other thing is, and I started by taking off my watch at some point. So the other thing is, it's supposed to be a secret. So you could take a current watch they have that has a metal bracelet. It could also be a leather band, because you'll probably see the groove which the clasp goes through the leather band, because it ends up like kinking it, kind of like an old leather belt. So you can put this on, bring it around, and we do the same thing. We could take this piece of paper, since I already demonstrated with the tape measure, we'll do it with the piece of paper. And in some ways, the piece of paper is a little bit easier because it's got a little more give, and it kind of holds the shape of the watch. As I do this, again, I'm looking at this going like, this does not look like my first rodeo. I mean, sorry, it does look like my first rodeo. So we'll stick it in here, and we'll put it in like that. And we'll pull that open until it fits. Oh, and of course, I should have practiced this before I did it. It's only because someone else is watching, that's what happens. So we're gonna roll it up. What, 4th time's the charm? Roll it up tight, put it in there. Some people are gonna be like, I'm just gonna take it to the jeweler. This seems way too hard. We're gonna like this. We're gonna open it up. There we go, that's nice now. See, there we go. We've used up all that. I'm going to put in a little bit. You don't want it pushed out too much because the wrist itself, I want to just keep it nice and light, because your wrist isn't going to go in all the crannies. So there we go. There we go. Moderately snug, not too much. And then I can mark this right here. So there I go. Got my pencil mark on there. And then I know, aha, there's my width, and I can put it down here. And sure enough, it comes out to 7 inches, just like I measured directly off my wrist. So this way, you can sneak to your significant other's watch box, grab a watch like this, measure it, and then that would allow me to then take this measurement, for example, if you were buying a Jakob Eitan watch from my website, and you could put it in there, and we would set it up like that, and then we could remove links until it was nice and snug to the same diameter. This way, I could ship it to you, and it would already be sized to fit. So that is our lesson on getting a watch pre-sized. If you're buying it for someone like me that's an online retailer, and we'll do that for you before it goes. Also, if you had that measurement with you and you went into the jewelry store, then you could say, hey, listen, I know what the size is. Can we size that right now? It might not be perfect. Worst case scenarios, you have to go back to the jeweler after and have them either add a link or take a link. But it's nice if you can take a shot at it and have it actually reasonably fit, so when they open it. I mean, either way, if you didn't do anything, you'd have to go no matter what. So hopefully you save yourself a trip or get close to it. The other thing I suggest when people come to me, either in person or in general, is when you size a watch, sometimes like this, for example, and this one is a solid link. There's no half links in this version, so it's basically you take a whole link in or a whole link out. And sometimes you put it on, you're like, does it feel a little bit loose? Does it feel a little bit tight? I always tell people live with it for 2 weeks, and then if it feels weird, I tell people come back and I'll make an adjustment, no charge. It's supposed to feel great, and it feels awkward and weird, then you have to go with that. If you have a watch that you've had for a really long time, and how it fits is very comfortable, it kind of like it doesn't even feel like it's on your wrist anymore. It just becomes part of you. That sometimes new watches, depending on the lug design, the size of the watch, and how exactly the bracelet fits, the size of the lugs. For example, this SKX has got very, very tiny lugs, so it tends to fit very comfortably, where a larger lug might look sportier or a little more aggressive. But again, you have to take out a whole link at a time, or maybe a half link, that you have to like get used to a little bit. Like a watch, depending on the watch, it might wear a little different inherently. Doesn't matter how perfectly you size it. But anyway, I hope that helps. That's how to measure a wrist, or to sneakily get the size of an existing watch to have a new one sized incognito for a gift. Thank you very much. Talk soon.